Sup nerds? Ongol here with my teammate Chimba, bringing you another sweaty lore review. Today we're bringing you kind of a lore, Runic Magic. Chimba, what's going on with Runic Magic?
Yeah, this is basically the only technically lore in the game that you don't really need to take. Like
Yep.
runesmiths are not a mandatory unit, and you know that this like runes don't cost any WOM. Dwarves don't have access to it, so they're just limited by cooldowns. So it really depends on whether you can actually make use of them. And I know that a lot of dwarf players don't really use it, but nevertheless, it's still like a lore of magic. It's in the spell browser, and there's six of them. So,
Yeah.
um, and they're kind of like really evenly split between useful and useless, with Rune of Slowness and Wrath of Ruin being like the ones that you would usually always take because slow helps prevent like any mobility dives,
Yeah, it
or
helps
like
a
it
lot
helps your
with like
slayers catch.
dwarven gun lines type builds, like slow down the cav and the SEs.
Exactly. And then Wrath and Ruin is just like free, just cast it from time to time, it explodes, deals damage, it's
Yep.
fine. And then Rune of Negation is kind of like kind of like a panic button. If you really don't want the unit to die, like that 40% damage resistance can be felt.
Yeah, keep the lord, maybe keep the crossbows intact and let the slayers catch up. It has applications.
Exactly, and then the other three are completely useless, like Oath and Steel giving armor on the most armor faction in the game. It's like so much diminishing returns on there, it's insane. You have Rune of Breaking, which is just armor sundering and damage, which, okay, it barely does anything in that regard because most of your damage comes from your AP stuff. And then Rune of Speed, you're increasing the speed of dwarves.
Yeah.
So they go from slow to fast for a dwarf,
Yeah.
which is too slow.
It's funny. I've been a dwarf main on and off during some eras of competitive Warhammer 3. And I basically don't take runic magic right now. Like when Thoric was really
Hmm.
good, you would take it a lot, and Rune of Wrath was common. But right now, I think actually just the melee lords are more efficient, and dwarves have access
Yep.
to some really good units. So you often don't want to bring any caster, no runes, in favor of like the better dwarven units.
Yep. Agreed. Though to be honest, like the runesmiths have that very useful Hammer of Karak Draz, something like that, which is like the minus 40 melee attack debuff.
Yeah, yeah, there's some
Which,
applications, but there's so many good things going on, like gyros, that it's harder to justify.